Hello my dear friends, I hope that you are well. I am Daniel Bagarzadeh. You could see that we modeled the main parts of this structure easily. We have some different attachments for the panels which should be attached to the floor, and another different attachment for the panels which should be connected to the roof. We worked all of these things, and now we're gonna have the final detail for these parts to have an interesting model. Okay, here we made this plate, a plate like this, and right here a L-shaped plate, and here is everything with the glass. Okay, I want to have some screws for this, which that screws are going to hold this, and they complete everything here. To be able to model the screws, we need to be careful and also patient. And here again, metric, generic, model, face based. I select it and I start working. Right here, I control the unit. I change it to centimeter or millimeter. It's up to you. And right here, to be able to design the screw, as you can see in this picture, the screws which we made for these parts, most of them are Allen screws. And I want to have the other side of the screw with the nut. We can see the screw in a side and the nut in other side. We're gonna have it, and as usual, it's really easy. I start the work with drawing a reference plane right here. Okay, like this. I change the scale. Are we recording? Yeah. After that, I start having dimensions between these two. Here and here and here. Okay. Now they're too small. I select both. And I think I draw them too small. Right here, 1 centimeter or 5 centimeter offset. As you can see, they were too small. Here and here. Okay, now dimensions for these two parts. And EQ. Right here, I hold these two which are in the sides, because it's not possible to have the middle one. It's not possible to rotate it or change it. Rotate and copy. I want to rotate them according to this middle for 60 degrees. I remove the dimension for now, and now another dimension from this center parallel to the others. And this one here. And now I select 3 of them. M and M to have mirror peak axis, and I mirror them according to this axis. As you can see, I have this angle here. Now, right here, these 3 parallel lines, dimension for them, EQ, a total length, like this, and another total length here, and here as well. EQ, like this. Okay, this line is always pinned. This one as well. And this is the reason that it's not possible to move them. If we move them, we will face with an error. So this middle line, control this middle line and pin. In this way, when we move these, the middle line will be fixed. Now, I select 3 main dimensions, and right here, I want to have the size of the screw according to this. So, a parameter, size, in instance, to be able to control the screws. And okay. Right now, I want to design the main screw according to the size. When I want to design according to the size, I start drawing a circle with an extrusion exactly from this point till here, and its radius, and I select it. Now the size is the diameter of this circle. So I need to consider a parameter for this radius. I name it R, okay, and now a relation. The size should be divided into 2. Apply. Now it's okay. This is the size. Now in one of the views, I can see it. Here I hide the ref level, And after that, I draw a reference plane here to be able to know about the height of the screw. And I can also have a parameter for this one. For example, H1. Or I can change it to main H in instance. And okay, now 14 centimeter is too much. It should be 3 or 4 centimeter. Okay, so I change it to 3. After that, I lock this part of this extrusion with this. And as you can see, this is the head of the screw. Really easy. Now I change the size of the screw. Now it's in 10. It's too much. I change it to 8. See? Or 6 to have it smaller. I want to have the hole and place of the wrench on the screw. Right here, I draw an extrusion with this shape like this and an offset for it. Right here, offset. This side with this line. Here. As you remember, we did it for the glasses as well to have it inside of this shape. Offset. And here. I can consider all of the offsets as an instance 1. Okay, here 1, here 1, this one, I select the line 1, here 1, here the line 1. Now dimension, the lock is here. I select dimension. There are 6 dimensions. I need to be careful to lock all of them. Okay, number 4, number 5, I did this one, number 6, and that's it. I locked all of them. Right now, when I change the size of the screw, this should change along them. I change it to 8, see, 9, and again 8. Guys, I did a mistake and I draw an extrusion here. It's okay. I change this to void, and after that, right here, I draw a reference plane like this, for example, and I fix this value. I just want to keep this till here, and I lock it. And this void, which I made it here till here, and I cut it from here. Okay, this is the screw. Now I can increase its height. Instead of 3, I can have 4.5. See? Now I want to have the structure of the screw. When we have this screw, the rest of it, which is inside of the structure, should be as long as this distance to be able to connect it to the nut. I hide this, we're gonna have the nut. Guys, there is a distance which we can have a washer for it. And let me draw it. Right here, I draw an extrusion. Okay. This, which is here, should be a little bigger than the screw. So here I need a new parameter. I name it washer, like this. Washer or the radius of the washer, instance, and okay. Now relation. The value of R should be multiplied in 0.2. In this way, it will always be a little bigger, or even 1.5. Okay, now it's 1.5. I think 1.2 or 3 is better. In this way, when the size of the screw changes, the washer will change with it as well. But the washer should be right here. How I can control it? I can match it with this, which this one is too much. It's 9 millimeter. Here I draw another reference plane. Remember that the main reference plane is this one, which is pinned. Okay, and it can be the washer. Right here, I can have a dimension for it. I control the scale. It can be smaller like this. The washer can be, for example, 2 millimeter. Okay, then I lock this. A and L. I take this and this washer right here. See, here is the screw and the washer. Now I can consider a material for it, damp, which is black, here, and steel material for the screw. I don't want to have a glossy screw. This one can be good. Okay, here is the screw. I change this to realistic, like this. I can fillet the edges of this screw, which I think you need to be really patient to do this. It's not possible to have it right now, but it can be possible really easy. Now let's have the rest of this screw right here. How I can draw it? I draw another extrusion right here from this center, and I draw it like this, and here in this view right here. For sure it should be smaller than the head of the screw, so it should be thinner. Right here, let me select it. This part I selected, edit extrusion, and now here a radius for it, and double R, and a relation. The value of R should be multiple in 0.8. Okay, to have it smaller. When you multiply it in decimals, it will be smaller. See? Now it's smaller. Now I can have 0.6 instead of the previous one. And as you can see, now it's smaller. 7 is good. We need to consider the scales, but for now we skip it. There is a height for the screw, which we need to have the nut in the end. When we have 2 or 3 glasses, each one is 6 millimeter. For example, when we have 2 of them, 12 millimeter, and we have 2 sheets, we need to have the screw through all of them, and after them, the nut. So I draw a line here, okay, for the height of the nut, and I name it H, nut. I type it in Persian and in instance, or let's have it in type, because we want to use the nuts for all of them, or let me have them in instance. Now we have 2 6 millimeter glasses, which they will be 1.2 centimeter with 2 sheets. With considering all of them, it should be 1.8. Let's have it here, 1.8. Apply, and okay. Now after having it here, this screw is too long because there are only some glasses and it's too long for them. The nut starts from here. From here to here, there will be the glass and the plate, all of them together. And after those, the nut, and that's it. Okay, so right here, I need to have this and another one here to have the nut. And after the nut, the rest of the screw. The nut starts from here. Okay, so I need to have it according to this, and I consider its size same as this. In this way, the head of the screw is same as the nut. I change this to main edge. Okay, now when I move this, they should move correctly. I lock this main edge here. When I move this, it will move along this one, not with the others. After locking, here we consider the thickness of the nut, and this one is for the rest of the screw. We can have it in this size from here to here, and I put it in main edge and I lock it. the screw should end right here. For example, right here, when we have more glasses, we need more distance. So when I move it, it will be like this. Here is the nut and the rest of the screw. And you need to be careful about this. Right here in ref level, I want to have a big nut here. When I want to draw the extrusion, I want to have it exactly same as these lines. See here. Okay, let me have it a little bigger. Here, lock. Here, lock. Here, lock. Here as well, lock. And here, lock. And here, lock. Okay, here is the nut. Here it is. As I said, this is the thickness of the nut. So I use align. I select this first. I move it here to avoid any mistake. Here, align. Okay. Here, align. And okay. See, we made this screw and this nut, and we can use it. We can have it a little smaller. Instead of this size, it can be less. Right here, a dimension. And this time, instead of 3, it can be 2 centimeters. And I lock it. And the height of this is same as the height of the nut. And when I change this, the nut will change as well. Right here, when I change the main edge to 2, see, the nuts will be smaller and the head of the screw is smaller as well. And there is no any error. Now let me have the copy for this material to have it for these two. It's really interesting. I know that you're excited to see how it looks in the project. Okay, now I load this in one of the families. Let me see what is the name of the plate. For example, this one. This is family 3. But you try to save it and consider a name for it. When I load it in family 3, this should be exactly here, like this. See? When it's like this, when I load it in the fine glass, it will be like this. And as you can see, it's really beautiful. We can have this screw a little smaller, or it can be like this. It's up to you. But I want it to be a little smaller. In this way, I need to decrease that distance. The one which is locked here, when I want to change this, there's a special amount. After that, it won't be possible. You can have half instead of 1. In this way, they will be more clear. Or you can define something for it. For example, you can select all of them. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay. Here, double L. And as you can see, LL is according to the size. I type in front of the LL the size, the value of the size. Right now, how much is this? It's 4. It should be divided into 3. Okay. Or let's increase it. 8. Or 4. Apply. Now it's 1. When I have this size in 3, this will be smaller. And all of them will change because I'm changing the size. And they won't be fixed. So, okay, to have this section smaller, in this way the screw will be more beautiful. It was too big. Now when I load it again in family 3, okay, here I can change the size. Instead of 4, I can have 2. See, it's smaller. Let me hide these things. This is the head of the screw. I can change this from 2 centimeter to 1 centimeter. As you can see, everything is working with other things, all of them together. So I can change everything at the same time. Now there's a problem. This is fixed. I could consider a parameter for this one as well. In this way, it could move along all of the things. I change it to 2. Now everything is okay. And I load it in fine glass. Okay, see how interesting. And when it's inside of the glass, there will be a glass and a plate. After those, the nut, and that's it. Now, you try to practice till here. Let me close these things for now. Save. Guys, try to practice the things. In next part, we will know how we can locate these screws. Right here, I can consider a parameter for these sections to avoid having it too big. How much is this right now? It's 2. I change this to 1, for example. 1. Okay, and I lock it. Try to model this screw. We have many things to do with this screw. We're gonna have the detail of the threads. It will be really beautiful. So it's important for you to be able to model this screw correctly. Model it, practice enough, and I hope that you enjoyed this part. See you in next part. Good luck.